Good afternoon. This is All India Radio and I am Abhishek Mukhopadhyay with the Midday News. The headlines. Chinese President Xi Jinping to visit India on October 11 to 12 for the second informal summit with Prime Minister Narendra Modi in Chennai. Rafale jets to enhance the capability of Indian Air Force. First aircraft handed over to Defence Minister in France. Election Commission team is visiting Haryana to take stock of preparations of State Assembly election. Today is the last day for filing of nominations for Bloc Development Council elections in Jammu and Kashmir. And in women's cricket, South Africa sets victory target of 165 runs in first ODI against India in Vadodara. Chinese President Xi Jinping will be on a two-day visit to India from 11th of this month for the second informal summit to be held in Chennai. He will be accompanied by Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi. Mr. Jinping and Prime Minister Narendra Modi had the inaugural informal summit in Wuhan, China in April last year. The objective of the informal summit is to build contacts at the highest level, exchange views on strategic issues, and create broad pathway for progress in bilateral ties. A report.
Mamallapuram, the historical coastal town, is hosting the two leaders for the informal summit on Friday. It is a World Heritage Site with strong connections with China, which also showcases the tourism potential of Tamil Nadu. Mamallapuram was the seaport of the Pallava dynasty who had trade ties with ancient China. Buddhist monk Bodhidharma travelled to China via Mamallapuram and contributed to the spread of Buddhism in China. Chinese monk Xuanzang alighted on this port town to continue his journey to Kanchipuram in the 7th century AD. The year 2020 will mark the 7th anniversary of diplomatic ties between India and China. Last year, bilateral trade ties between the two nations reached an all-time high of $95.54 billion. Suparna Saikia, AIR News, Delhi.
Sources, the two countries are also likely to hold joint anti-terror exercise in December. On the issue of Pakistan, Prime Minister Imran Khan's visit to China ahead of Mr. Jinping's visit to India, highly placed sources said it need not be seen as a hyphenation since it is of no concern to India. Ahead of the visit, Chinese ambassador to India Sun Weidong has said that the two countries should resolve the boundary question through dialogue and consultation.
We are striving for a fair, reasonable and mutually acceptable solution to the boundary question. And before the final settlement of the boundary question, we need to jointly maintain peace and tranquility in the border areas. It is normal for neighbors to have differences.
In an interview to a news agency, the Chinese envoy called the boundary question a complex and sensitive issue. He added that the issue is only one part of China-India relations and the two countries need to keep in mind the larger picture of the bilateral ties. Meanwhile, preparations are in full swing in Mamallapuram for the summit between Prime Minister Modi and the Chinese President. Let us now go live to our correspondent Jai Singh in Chennai. Jai Singh, what arrangements have been made in the run-up to the summit?
Well, Abhishek, hectic preparations have been made well in advance for the historic summit between Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Chinese President Xi Jinping to be held on Friday and Saturday. The whole areas of visit by the dignitaries like Arjuna's Penance, Butterball, Pancharathas and the Shore Temple have been spruced up, beautified and illuminated. Several rounds of security reviews have been made by officials from the center and the state. One of the advanced security liaison meets yesterday has been attended by me as well. I could see the foolproof arrangements that are put in place for the summit that is being held in the Wuhan spirit. Over 800 and odd CCTV cameras are installed in the ancient port town, which is under thick security blanket. It has been made out of bounds for tourists till the end of the summit.
Right, Jai Singh, how is the mood in the local media over the Chinese president's visit?
Well, it is very exciting. Right since the announcement of the advance announcement of the informal summit, all local media, including those national dailies with their editorials based in Chennai, are full of stories about historic links between the Pallava kings of ancient India, headquartered in Mamallapuram with China, the security pacts, the trade links, and the Buddhist connections. Several dailies have welcomed the selection of the UNESCO World Heritage listed town for the summit as the most befitting one. The statements by different political leaders welcoming the event here have also been given actually up to 4-column, 5-column space in dailies. Several television debates, very interesting debates are also revolving around the theme.
Okay, Jai Singh. Thank you, Jai Singh, for that update. We now go live to the cabinet briefing by the Information and Broadcasting Minister Prakash Javadekar.
प्रधानमंत्री किसान सम्मान निधि के रूप में 6,000 रुपए प्रतिवर्ष दिए जा रहे हैं। उसमें 6 करोड़ से ज्यादा किसानों को अब तक दिया गया है और उसमें एक दिक्कत आ रही थी कि सभी जगह आधार सीडिंग ये उसकी शर्त है वो कंप्लीट होने को समय लग रहा था, इसलिए अभी 30 नवंबर तक उसमें राहत दी गई है कि सीडिंग उसके बाद में हुआ तो भी चलेगा, 30 नवंबर तक होना चाहिए, लेकिन तब तक राशि रुकेगी नहीं, लोगों को किस्त मिलेगी। 2,000 रुपए की 3 किस्त है। ये दुनिया की अनोखी योजना है। 87,000 करोड़ रुपए 14 करोड़ किसानों के लिए मंजूर किए हैं। उसमें लगभग आधे 7 करोड़ के लगभग किसानों को पैसे जा चुके हैं। तो ये काम शुरू है, केवल 2 राज्य में अभी नहीं है, एक बंगाल और दूसरा दिल्ली।
Well, moving on, the first of the 36 French-made Rafale aircraft acquired by the Indian Air Force was handed over to Defence Minister Rajnath Singh. He took part in the handover ceremony with his French counterpart, Florence Parly, at the Salt Aviation Facility in Marignac, France. The Defence Minister performed Shastra Puja on the new aircraft and undertook a sortie in the Rafale. Mr. Singh stated that Rafale multi-role fighter jets will boost India's air dominance exponentially. Talking to media persons at Marignac, he added that India does not purchase arms and other defence equipments to threaten any country, but to increase its capabilities and strengthen defences.
क्रेडिट देना चाहता हूं तो अपने प्राइम मिनिस्टर श्री नरेंद्र मोदी को कि उनके एक डिसाइसिवनेस के कारण ही ये फैसला हो पाया और हमारे एयरफोर्स की ये कम्बैट कैपेबिलिटी में ये इजाफा हुआ है। मैंने स्वयं सारथी ली है और बहुत ही कंफर्टेबल फ्लाइट थी।
The Defence Minister said the handover also marks a new milestone in the Indo-French strategic partnership. Talking to AIR, Air Vice Marshal Manmohan Singh Bahadur said that the induction of Rafale into the Indian Air Force is a landmark event.
The induction of the Rafale into the Indian Air Force is a landmark event because it brings 2 things to the Indian Air Force. First, strike capability and also a capability for beyond visual range engagement with its Meteor air-to-air missile. With its hard points, which are around 14, it carries a big bomb load with modern avionics, good navigation system, and it is, when merged with integrated air command and control system, it will revolutionize the battlefield for the Air Force.
This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates, visit our News on AIR app and follow us on Twitter at AIR News Alerts. You can also visit our website www.newsonair.com. Filing of nominations for elections to chairpersons of Bloc Development Councils (BDC) in 310 blocks of Jammu and Kashmir will end today. The scrutiny of nominations will take place tomorrow, and the last date for withdrawal of nominations is Friday. The polling will be held on 24th of October from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Meanwhile, Jammu and Kashmir Pradesh Congress Committee has decided to boycott the upcoming Bloc Development Council (BDC) elections in the state, which are scheduled to be held on 24th of October. Talking to AIR Jammu correspondent, party spokesman Ravinder Sharma alleged that due to the non-cooperation from the government and continued detention of senior Congress leaders from Kashmir Valley, the party has decided to boycott the elections. He said that even as government unilaterally announced holding BDC elections, that too on party basis, Congress party had shown its willingness to participate in the polls, hoping that government will create conducive atmosphere and lift all the restrictions on the senior Congress leaders from the valley. Legislative Assembly elections are scheduled to be held in Haryana and Maharashtra on the 21st of this month. The high-level team of Election Commission is reaching Haryana today to review poll preparedness in the state. State Chief Electoral Officer, CEO Anurag Agarwal said that the team will reach Chandigarh and hold meetings with political parties later in the afternoon. After that, there will be a meeting with the CEO and state nodal officers of Haryana. He informed that the team will also meet with the divisional commissioners of the state, district election officers and police officials tomorrow to discuss important concerns regarding the assembly elections. The commission will hold a meeting with Haryana Chief Secretary also before media interaction in the evening. In Maharashtra, local and state leaders across party lines have kicked up their poll campaigns by announcing mega rallies throughout the state. While the Shiv Sena and the BJP are focusing on drought relief, farm loan waiver and infrastructure development in the campaigns, the Congress and the NCP are focused on misuse of investigative agencies like the Enforcement Directorate and lack of development. More from our correspondent.
A certain gloom is visible in the Congress-NCP circle, with senior Congress leader Sushil Kumar Shinde suggesting that the Sharad Pawar-led Nationalist Congress Party merged with its parent party in order to defeat the rising saffron tide. Even as NCP chief Sharad Pawar has rejected any such possibility, meanwhile, in a bid to woo voters ahead of the poll scheduled on 21st of October, incumbent Maharashtra Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis will hold 6 rallies today in Nasik and Dhule district, while his alliance partner Shiv Sena President Uddhav Thackeray will hold 5 rallies in Shirdi district. On the other hand, State Congress President will address 5 rallies across Pune with Nisha Rani. This is Kunal Shinde, AIR News, Mumbai.
In news just in, Union Government has announced 5% dearness allowance for central government employees and pensioners. Briefing media after cabinet meeting in New Delhi, Union Minister Prakash Javadekar described it as a Diwali gift from the government. In women's cricket, chasing the target of 165 runs, Team India were at 77 for no loss in 20 overs in the first one-day international match against South Africa in Vadodara when reports last came in. Jhulan Goswami scalped 3 wickets while Shikha Pandey, Ekta Bisht and Poonam Yadav took 2 wickets each for the hosts. Earlier India received a major blow as opener Smriti Mandhana was ruled out due to an injury. After a convincing performance in the first test at Visakhapatnam, India will now take on South Africa in the second test at Maharashtra Cricket Association Stadium in Pune starting Thursday. While talking with reporters, Indian skipper Virat Kohli said that though we know how to play in our conditions, it is difficult when conditions are challenging.
We've grown up playing in these conditions, so I think the mindset is key for us, and that's to win every game that we play and not focus on what the conditions are on display. We look to find answers rather than excuses. We'll have to play good cricket regardless of how the pitch behaves. Exactly the point I mentioned. We'll have to adapt very quickly to what's on our hand.
In boxing, Lovlina Borgohain in the 69kg category and debutant Jamuna Boro in the 54kg marched into the quarterfinals of the World Women's Championship at Ulan-Ude in Russia today. World Post Day has been celebrated today. 9th of October was declared by the 1969 Universal Postal Congress in Tokyo as a means to mark the anniversary of the Universal Postal Union's creation. Taking a walk down memory lane, the day acknowledges the contribution of postal services to global social and economic development. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Chinese President Xi Jinping to visit India on October 11 to 12 for second informal summit with Prime Minister Narendra Modi in Chennai. Rafale jets to enhance the capability of Indian Air Force over first aircraft handed over to Defence Minister in France. Election Commission team is visiting Haryana to take stock of preparations of State Assembly election. Today is the last day for filing of nominations for Bloc Development Council elections in Jammu and Kashmir. And in women's cricket, South Africa sets a victory target of 165 runs in the first ODI against India in Vadodara. And for details of these stories and more, visit News on AIR app and log on to our website www.newsonair.com. And with that, we end the Midday News.